Hi, we're going to show you a couple of differences in the Apple Silicon native version of PaintX, so you can get started using it as quickly as possible. There are currently two versions, PaintX located in C2 PaintX and the new PaintX 4 located in C2 PaintX 4, which now runs natively on Apple Silicon. Both versions are installed because the new Silicon native PaintX 4 cannot load the project settings from the old version due to some architecture changes. So go ahead and drag the track paint effect from C2 PaintX 4 onto your clip. The interface looks the same in the Video Inspector panel, so let's open the editor. This should look quite familiar. There are some differences in the inspector panels, mostly in the layers and strokes list. In the previous PaintX, the strokes were actually layered from bottom to top. This has been reversed so that each paint stroke layer and its parent layer group are applied from top to bottom. So here the green stroke appears over the red layer, which is lower in the list. This change was necessary to be more consistent with our other software and the layering of Final Cut Pro storylines, aka video layers. All the brushes are here from the previous version of PaintX and function in the same way. Here we've got the change color brush, blur, smear, sharpen, warp, shrink and expand, clone, noise, heal, and erase. We've also added a brand new brush called Reveal Source, which functions sort of like the erase brush, except that the way that it works is by painting the background source layer up over the top of all the layers beneath it. So to illustrate the difference, what I'm going to do is just paint a few strokes, and if I select the erase brush, it will then erase those strokes below it in the same layer group. To see more clearly what is happening, toggle off the source group visibility. If I create a new layer group and try to use the erase tool, nothing will happen, as the erase tool merely cuts through strokes underneath it within the same layer group. However, if I choose the Reveal Source brush, we can see it actually does paint over the layers and groups below it, but using the background source layer. Toggle off the source group visibility, we can see that it is actually creating a stroke, duplicating the layer. We could then do other brush strokes on top of that if we wanted to using any of the other brushes. So you can think of this Reveal Source brush as something that can be put into any layer group to paint over everything below it. We'll give more examples in another tutorial. Apart from that, everything else should be what you're familiar with. Please do have a play with this and let us know your thoughts, any problems you have, or any requests. We are definitely adding a lot more functionality to PaintX in the future. This is just the first release to getting it native on Apple Silicon. Thank you.